And we are back. So, yeah, it's about to be over. So, the text of September 11th, we're reading I Survived the text of September 2001. So, yeah, we're about to read chapter 9 of this book. As we're almost done with it, we have 3 chapters left, but here we go. Chapter 9. Lucas tried calling mom again. Now when he called, he got a fast busy signal and no recording. All circuits are busy. He tried dad's phone. Same thing. He dialed over and over. Mom, dad, mom, dad. He just kept getting the busy signal. The department radio crackled. Recall, recall, the dispatcher said. All personnel on duty and off. Or to report. I repeat, this is a recall of all emergency personnel. There were 11,000 firefighters in the department. They needed every single one. Before Lucas knew what he was doing, he had to run out into the street. He couldn't be alone, watching the world fall apart on TV. He needed to find Dad and Uncle Benny and the rest of the men. He wanted to be with them. He knew he wasn't thinking clearly. He didn't know he if he'd even be able to get close to where they were. If it was even safe to try, but he went on anyway. Some some kind of attack. Some kind of attack. What's that man on TV, right? What did that even mean? Who was attacking? Did he mean that those planes had to hit the towers on purpose? The thoughts hadn't even come into Lucas's mind when he saw the first plane hit. But thinking about it now, of course, that was the only thing that made sense. The day was so perfectly clear there was no way that 2 airplanes could have hit the towers unless they had been aiming right for them. But who could be insane enough, evil enough, to fly planes into buildings? Lucas wiped away the tears running down his face. He wove through the crowds of people on the sidewalk. Some were running north, but most seemed like they were in shock, standing there dazed, staring at the fires above them. The only noise was sirens, hundreds of them, honking and screaming, wailing and shrieking and blaring. The sounds all crashed together into one terrible song. A crowd of people were huddled around something in the middle of the street. Lucas slowed down and looked. It was a big tire attached to a tangle of metal. It didn't look like the tire of a car or a truck. What is that? A woman said. It's part of a plane, said a man. It's landing gear. Looked away. He pushed through the crowd, heading south, racing in West Street. That's where the staging area was, where the firefighters were gathered. If Dad had made it here from Randall's Island, that's where Lucas would find him. He would look for the sea grave. He would wait there for Dad. Lucas inched through the crowd. Most people were standing still, watching. But now there were more people coming from the direction of the towers. Some of them were soaked in sweat, their clothes tattered, but it was the looks on their faces, stunned and horrified, that told Lucas where they had come from inside the towers. There were dozens and dozens of them, some walking alone, others holding hands. Some of the women were barefoot, He'd imagine the high-heeled shoes kicked into the corners of the stairwells. Nobody was carrying a purse or a briefcase, and Lucas understood why. He'd heard many stories about people who had survived from fires, explosions, and collapses. So many times they'd escaped with not a second to spare. If they had stopped for anything, to grab a purse or tie a shoe, they wouldn't have made it. A policeman up ahead was trying to stop people from moving south. Everyone, please leave this area, he shouted. It's not safe. Please leave this area and head north. But Lucas kept walking. Nobody tried to stop him. He felt invisible. Ladder 177, Ladder 177 had to be one of the first units to get to the towers. That meant they'd be the closest. Lucas was still 3 blocks away when he felt a hand on his shoulder. Hey, a young policeman said. Where are you going? Are you lost? I need to find before we could get the woods. He heard someone calling his name. Lucas! His name rose above the sirens. Dad! And there was his dad pushing through the crowd. He grabbed Lucas and held him tight. For a few seconds, Lucas couldn't hear the sirens. All he could hear was the beating of Dad's heart. And that is the end of chapter 9. Hope you enjoyed.